Hello everyone, Chef Raika here and welcome back to my YouTube channel for yet another amazing recipe. And today we're going to be making this absolutely delicious no-bake layered passion cheesecake, and it is super delicious and it cooks up extremely quickly. So let's get started. Obviously, since cream cheese is quite expensive, it goes for about 600 bob for 200 grams, and for this recipe you need about 370 grams. So it would cost you upwards of 1200 shillings to buy it from the supermarket, and there's a high chance the one you will buy at the supermarket is going to be rotten. So I highly prefer you guys make it yourself at home. So start with some full fat milk. Here I went with about 2.5 liters. I know it seems like a lot, but just do the math. It will save you quite a bit. I'll just put some numbers here so that you can understand what I'm talking about. And you want to heat the milk up just until it's nice and hot, but not exactly boiling, just hot. And you want to keep stirring so that the milk doesn't burn. Then you want to go in with 3 tablespoons of vinegar, give it a mix, and then add another 3 tablespoons of vinegar or lemon juice, or any vinegar you have on hand, as long as it's a plain acid and not red wine vinegar. Apple cider vinegar works fine though. And then once you've added that in and given it a good mix, it will curdle and it will split, and it will be a yellowish liquid at the bottom, and then you'll have some beautiful white cheese curds at the top. This is normal. This is exactly what we want to happen. Take it off the heat and you want to let it fully cool, not exactly fully cool, but let it cool for about 15 minutes so that you don't burn yourself. And you want to set it over a strainer and strain it out. You could use a cheesecloth if you have one, but I personally do not own a cheesecloth, so just gently strain it, and the fattier your milk, the more curds you're going to get. Set it on a plate once you've drained out most of the whey, and then you want to add it to a large blender along with a little bit of whey. You want to save some of it so that in case it's not blending up smoothly, you can just add a little bit. Although we do not want this to be watery at all, it needs to be thick-ish and not like, it should be like smoothie consistency. That's basically the best guide. Add it to the bowl you're going to make your cheesecake batter in, and then you want to season just a little bit of salt and give that a really good mix. Set it in the fridge until you're ready to use, and this will last you not very long, like a week max, and in the freezer it will last up to a month. So just make as you need it. So I feel like that's always the best way of going about it. And since we're doing a passion cheesecake, you're gonna get some fresh passion. Here I have about 7 to 8 pieces of fresh passion, and make sure it's not exact, it shouldn't be like evad per se. You want a little bit of that sourness to contrast the sweetness of the cheesecake and the crunch of the base you're gonna do later. And if you don't want to do passion, you could do any flavor. You could do mango, you could do apple. Okay, now apple is a bit of a stretch. You could do mango is really nice. You could do coconut, or just pick any, like maybe a fruit that will contrast the cheesecake. It could even be blueberry or strawberry, or even raspberry. So you want to add your passion along with a bit of sugar onto the stove and cook it down just until it starts to lightly thicken, and take it off. This is gonna help it get nice and thick and for light to fully set on the top of the cheesecake, and just give that a really good mix. Set it aside to cool down, and we can make our cookie crumble. I'm using ginger biscuits here because I like that little bit of ginger heat that it gives you, but if you don't want to use this, you could do just the normal digestive biscuits, either just digestive or ginger biscuits. And if you want to make this chocolate, you could use Oreos, or you could just use Oreos for the sake of it. Any cookie that you have, it will work perfectly fine. Add in some melted butter and some sugar just in case your cookies aren't sweet enough, and give it a really good mix, and set that aside. And then we can make our whipped cream. So combine 60 grams of whipping cream powder, but if you're not using whipping cream powder, just do about 180 ml, and then add 120 ml of cold water. This is only if you're using the powder. If you're using the normal cream, just add 180 ml and whip it up until you have beautiful stiff peaks. You need to make this as stiff as possible because the cream cheese batter is going to be slightly loose, so we want it to contrast the super thick cream, so we have a nice consistency that's able to hold its shape. And basically that. So take out your cream cheese and then add in some sugar, and just start to gently whip that up until the sugar starts to fully dissolve. And once it's fully dissolved, you're gonna add in a couple of ingredients. We're gonna start with some maziwa mala. If you don't have maziwa mala, use plain yogurt. And then you're gonna go in with some lemon juice and some vanilla essence. You can add as much vanilla or as little vanilla as you'd like. You could even add a zest of a citrus. It would be really nice. Add it in at the stage and give that a really good mix. You don't exactly need to whip this as much, but once everything is nice and creamy and smooth, you're gonna add in your whipped cream and gently fold that together just until you have a beautiful looking no bake cheesecake batter. And since it has no eggs in it, you can totally taste it and it'll be fine. If you need to adjust levels of sugar, please do so, because originally I had tested for 70 grams and it wasn't as sweet, so I added another 30. Layer on, so go on with your biscuit base, your cheesecake, smooth that out, and then top with your beautiful passion. Chill in the fridge overnight and enjoy the next day. I really hope you give this recipe a try. It's an absolute crowd pleaser, and I know whichever age you are, no matter if you have a sweet tooth or not, you are going to love this. And if you give this recipe a try, I'll have my socials linked here, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications for more amazing content every single Monday.